Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. As I always say, don't use YouTube as a replacement for therapy. If you need a therapist, get one. You deserve it. Let's watch.
This is just not the date for this.
It just sucks. I can tell my mom is upset, but anytime that me and Monica have disagreements, like my mom doesn't pick sides, she's just like, if your sister's acting like this, let her. She knows it's not out of her character to act like this. So it's just something that we just deal with.
Okay, so to catch you up, Gabe and Isabel are getting married today, and there was another meeting between Isabel and Monica and Gabe that was not filmed, I believe. And at that meeting, Isabel was late and Monica was concerned about it. And Monica was saying something like, hey, Gabe, if you're afraid to confront Isabel about this, then you shouldn't marry her, or something like that. In Gabe's typical way, he was saying, well, let's not deal with this right now. And then eventually Gabe was asking for an apology, but then, I don't know, it seemed like some sort of conflict. I can't remember exactly how it went, but it didn't go well. And Gabe seemingly was drawing a boundary that he doesn't normally draw with Monica. And I've already talked a lot about the systemic possibilities, the speculation that I have about their history, and that Monica is the codependent one, the one who is the overfunctioner for Gabe, and Gabe historically was underfunctioning. We don't see much underfunctioning from Gabe, but there's some indications that I've already been over. And also, it's possible that Monica is much more of an overfunctioner, much more of a controlling, dominant overfunctioner, and Gabe is complying with Monica by underfunctioning rather than Gabe just being inherently underfunctioning. Anyway, so as these relationships shift, as one person decides to change, and it can be either person, then there will be a reaction from the other person, what we call negative feedback, meaning that the system will, and people outside of the system will also operate to bring back to homeostasis, to bring back to stability. And so as Gabe becomes less of an underfunctioner and out from underneath Monica's control and help, if you will, because I'm guessing Monica has helped Gabe quite a bit. They've been over that on the show. So it's not just Monica being dominant to be a jerk face. There probably is a lot of benefit to Monica helping Gabe. Gabe's been mistreated a lot, that sort of thing. So as Gabe is starting to shift, then Monica will do a lot to try to bring it back. And I think seemingly, according to the edit, Monica is trying to make Gabe make a choice between her or Isabel and saying, look, not directly saying this, but kind of saying this, trying to interfere, trying to break up the relationship. It might have even worked in the past. It might have even been advisable in the past. Maybe Gabe has had previous partners that weren't very good for him, that sort of thing. So for Monica, it seems like that might be the motivation, hard to tell. It also could just be the way that Monica relates to Gabe, that Monica doesn't know how to relate to Gabe as a peer, as a sister that is at the same level. Monica only knows how to relate to Gabe in this way. And so as Gabe is shifting, for Monica, it feels like a loss, a complete loss. It's all or nothing. I'm either over-functioning for him or we're not in a relationship. And of course, we know from the outside that that doesn't make any sense. You can certainly shift from over-functioning to just being in an equal relationship with someone. So that's often what I do with clients when they're in the situation, the codependent overfunctioners. I will really try, at least through cognitive awareness, help them to understand that they're not losing. It feels like a complete loss, but it's not. And it's often motivated by that anxiety, the codependent overfunctioner. Anyway, so we're learning a little bit more detail here, though, because the mom, according to Gabe, and we see evidence of this, Gabe is saying that the mom has really never interfered, that the mom has never intervened, is probably a better word. That when Gabe and Monica have had these conflicts historically, that the mom just says, look, you're just going to have to work it out amongst yourselves. And there is some wisdom to that. But it, I think, says something, and Gabe just mentioned this, that the mom is used to this sort of thing. This isn't unusual, this behavior that Monica is exhibiting. And the mom knows, look, there's really nothing I can do. The mom might have even tried to intervene in the past with Monica, and it just didn't work. So, it's interesting to hear that. Oh, so the whole conflict right now is that Monica is saying that she's not going to come to the wedding today because of the fight that Gabe and Monica had previously, or out of protest of the marriage in general or something. And I don't know, maybe this is just shenanigans and Monica will show up at the last minute, but who knows? So let's watch.
It was like they were getting along, and then it's like,
I don't even know what to say. It's important for everyone, for her to be here.
if she wants to come, she can come. I don't know. There's still an invite.
And I really just don't understand where Monica is coming from here. If you have some kind of beef or some kind of concern, okay, fine. But to ruin someone's wedding or to influence it in a negative way, it's not hard to show up. You can secretly protest. You can have conversations later. Let it be about Gabe and Isabel. It's such a weird mindset. And it points toward trauma for Monica. There's a pretty good chance that if this is representative of their relationship, which it might be, that there is significant trauma that Monica has been through that informs this behavior, either directly with Gabe, meaning that Monica has seen Gabe repeatedly being harmed by people inside or outside the family, and Monica has a lot of anxiety about that, being blamed about it or something, or Monica herself has been harmed earlier in childhood, or Monica has witnessed other people being harmed. And so I'm guessing that's where it comes from, is that Monica just has an innate fear that if she doesn't act strongly and control everything, because that's the thinking often, is that if I can't control a lot of Gabe, then I have no control, and then Gabe will experience a lot of harm, and that'll be all my fault, and I won't be able to live with myself, and I'll be sad, and everyone will blame me, no one will love me. That it's literally that kind of thinking. So in all likelihood, if it is that, then it would have come from some rational people come to those conclusions rationally based on irrational situations that are imposed on them.
Entrégale la bolsa.
Estás corto.
It feels good to finally find somebody that accepts me.
Yeah. I'll say it again. If you're not crying or you didn't cry when you watch this, you're not a human being. Or what did I say? You don't have a heart, I think is what I said. Yeah. People cry at different moments, but it's there's just, I don't know. Weddings always make me cry anyway. But this one, it's a triumph for humanity, truly. And the bravery, and, because it's the amount of bullying, I mean, it's real. They don't talk about it on the show, but the death threats, the legal worries, the political worries, the people attacking them physically, I mean, it's real. It's still happening around the world. In the United States, trans people involved with trans people, it's awful. So it's true courage, true courage. If I were in Gabe's shoes, I don't think I would have the courage to put myself out there. And I wouldn't blame anyone for not wanting to put themselves out there. So, and Isabel as well, and the kids, and the show for that matter, the 90 Day Fiancé production crew. I mean, let's commend them. They could have decided to highlight any couple. So, usually we're criticizing production, but let's praise as well. And, and it could have been earlier, of course, could have been a few years ago, could have been 10 years ago. But given the current political landscape, it is a risk. They could have been boycotted. They could have lost, I'm guessing they did lose a percentage of their viewing audience just because they would have someone like Gabe on the show. So, they could have played it safe and they didn't. So, but, the true courageous people are Gabe and Isabel. And Gabe has just been this perfect, for people who don't know trans people, Gabe is just a wonderful person to be public. If someone had never met a trans person, or they didn't know they met a trans person, Gabe is a wonderful representative of, a wide variety of folks, of course, but Gabe's open heart, Gabe's love, Gabe's beauty, Gabe's compassion, maturity, health, bravery, candor. Gabe would recognize he would be talking about some sensitive issues, surgery and otherwise, and he would be a little hesitant because he recognizes that it is getting into some sensitive and some specific experiences that he's gone through regarding surgeries and whatnot. And Isabel as well, talking about them having sex and that sort of thing. So for Gabe, not only did he, have that vibe of like, yeah, I know this is, but he also just went for it. And again, kudos to the show for including that in the edit. They could have easily, that my guess is 99.9% of what they film, they edit out, because that's just often how these things go. So, it was a decision to keep it in, a decision to even ask him the questions. But for Gabe to put it out there in such a destigmatizing, humanizing way, truly, yeah, just it's a beautiful moment. Okay, well, if you want to support what we're doing here, you can become a member of the YouTube channel by clicking the join button below. If you don't see that next to the subscribe button, in the description there should be a link to become a member of the channel. That's one of the ways you can support us. You can also become a patron. When you become a YouTube member, though, you get access to member-exclusive videos and other kind of content if you're interested. And also if you're just interested in supporting us. And my dogs are barking. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.